Hi, and welcome to my latest YouTube video. So this YouTube video is going to be slightly different from my typical YouTube videos about PSPP. This YouTube video is about selecting a research topic for beginners. So a question that I often get asked by a lot of master's level students and students who are engaging in research for the first time, even PhD scholars, is this, which research topic should I select? So that's a very wide question and it requires a lot of analysis and thought. So I'm going to be trying to cover some important points that you might consider as a first time researcher, especially in the social sciences, before you choose the research topic. Okay, so as you know, when you start out as a researcher for the first time, first of all, you are nervous and you do not know what works and what doesn't. So it's a good idea to stick to certain principles to reduce the complications in research. Because as a beginner researcher, you are not an expert. You are essentially learning the research process, you're learning the research methods. So it's always good to stick to something simple. So I'm going to be highlighting some points here which might be useful for you. So here we go. Uh, Basically, the first thing that you need to always remember with regard to selecting the research topic is the measurability of the constructs. When you're choosing a research topic, you need to ensure that what you're trying to measure is actually measurable. Let me give you an example. Let's say I'm measuring depression. So there is a scale for depression that's already there. Okay, there is a Beck's depression inventory, and there's also the other scale called DAS 21, which measures depression, anxiety, and stress. It's by Levy Bond and Levy Bond. So there is a scale that measures this construct. So especially if you're starting out with quantitative research or you have a quantitative element in your research, which is quite common in most of the studies, it's always good to ensure that you are actually able to measure what you're trying to measure. So a scale, an existing scale or a pre-existing scale or a standardized scale that is already available is always helpful. So before choosing a topic, please think about this. Think about whether you can actually measure what you're trying to measure. There are certain things that are really difficult to measure and quantify. For example, culture, traditions. So if you're going for qualitative research, even then there are certain qualitative tools that should be available to you so that you can measure those things. So measurability of the construct is the first important thing that you need to keep in mind while selecting a research topic. Then the second one is need for the study. There are so many topics to choose from and you're really confused which topic should I select. The other thing you need to remember here is the need for the study. You need to think whether the topic that you're choosing is really an important topic. Is it really going to contribute to the subject knowledge? Because at the end of the day, the ultimate goal of research is to add to the existing knowledge. So is your study going to be contributing to the existing knowledge in a particular field, or is it going to lead to some positive action on the field? Because some types of research are action oriented. So is your study going to lead to any kind of change, or is it going to lead to any improvement in the existing knowledge in that particular field? All of these things need to be considered. The need for the study is very, very important, and this actually gives you the foundation based on which your entire research is conducted. So ensure that you are clear about the need for the study. Choose a topic which is relevant and which is the need for the hour. Then we move on to the third point, and the third important thing is accessibility to respondents. So sometimes we choose a topic without fully understanding the factor with regard to accessibility to respondents. We think that, okay, I will choose a topic and then I'll find the respondents on my own. That's a big mistake. So a lot of students choose groups of people that are very hard to, get onto, very hard to collect data from. They're very rare and they're not easily accessible. Like, for example, if you're choosing a group of people who live in a very remote location and you have to travel on a regular basis to get to them, or you choose a group of people who are not interested in your study, who may not be able to participate in your study for various reasons, then that becomes a problem. So it's always good and always smart to choose a topic where the respondents are easily accessible to you. This is especially true for first time researchers. Of course, once you become an expert, then you find ways to access the respondents and so on. But for a first time researcher, for a beginner, it's always good to choose an easily accessible population for your study because you're learning the research process. In India, of course, one of the easiest populations, groups of people with whom you can get a hold on to are college youth or youth in general because they're everywhere. India has one of the highest youth populations in the world. So it's always good to choose a population or a study group or respondents who are accessible to you. This makes your research process easier. particularly the data collection part very easier, because only when you have data with you, you can go ahead with the analysis and the rest of the research. So accessibility to respondents is something that you need to consider before you choose a topic. Make sure that whichever topic you're choosing, the respondents are accessible to you to some extent. So that's with regard to the third point. And the fourth point is time and money. Well, researchers have limited time and money. Okay, we do not have all day, and we do not have millions of dollars with us to conduct research. So we need to consider that fact as well while choosing a research topic. If for example, you are choosing a research topic which involves collecting data from a group of people who, as I said, living in a remote location or really far away location, and you cannot do a questionnaire via mail or other sources, and that you actually have to conduct an interview, a personal interview by going there, then it becomes a very costly affair. It becomes an expensive affair, and you need to spend a lot of time traveling and a lot of money traveling as well. So please think about this fact for first time researchers, how much money you can actually spare and how much time you have to conduct the research. If you're a master's level student, typically you have 1 to 2 years to complete your thesis. In India, usually we have about a year, because the master's thesis is something that is part of the second year's syllabus or second year curriculum. So you have about roughly about 1 year to conduct your entire research. So you need to be careful about it. You need to think about it, how much time and money you have, and based on that, choose the research topic. And the last and the most important thing which I think with regard to choosing a research topic is interest. It's not the most important, but definitely one of the most important points. That's why I've mentioned it here. So you need to be interested in the research topic that you have chosen. If you're not interested in the topic that you've chosen, then it's very, very difficult to conduct the research. You get bored in the middle of the study, or even before the study begins. So please make sure that you're choosing a topic that really motivates you. uh, you choose a topic that really presses all your buttons, and make sure that you choose a topic that really is interesting to you, something that uh, you know uh, basically makes you feel curious about the topic. So something that piques your interest, so to speak. So please ensure that you follow these points. If you do follow these points, I'm sure you will choose a safe research topic, a topic that you can manage as a first time researcher and not get into trouble. Because a lot of students do choose topics that are way more complicated than they can actually handle, because of excitement and enthusiasm, and later on they struggle a lot. I've noticed this a lot. So this is why I've suggested these 5 points. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos, and also videos on PSPP. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.